Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to discuss how not to balance a game. So, there are a few ways that you can make changes to your game when you have an established meta. We've seen this in Duel Links, in Master Duel, in Magic the Gathering Arena, in Hearthstone, everywhere. Basically, if you have a deck that's really powerful, you can do a few things. You can impose limitations on cards. You can, ban cards. You can errata cards. You can nerf cards, which is really easy. That's what Hearthstone likes to do. Hearthstone erratas cards as frequently as as Konami bans cards, because with Hearthstone your cards are all digital. There's no physical cards at all. So it's really easy for them to just change things because no one has any paper copies that need to be replaced. You could also, in addition to nerfing the strongest deck, you can also buff the deck that is maybe either underplayed, which they did with Heroes with the mass support, or is like right below playability. Like, one of the best ways to improve a meta is to buff one of the problem deck's biggest predators, which is what they did in Master Duel just now. They took Malice, which is a deck they knew was going to be really powerful. They did not release Ryzeal at the same time, probably because they didn't have the ability to put that many URs in a single box. And instead, they buffed Sword Soul so that people would start playing Protoss, which, to be honest, I feel like an idiot. I streamed this deck today for 3.5 hours. It's one of the fastest diamond runs I've ever done. I'm still going. I'm still going to get to master, but it genuinely feels like not just Malice, but Protoss preys on basically everything. It stomps. I beat Scareclaw with it. I beat Tearlaments with it. I beat Bestials with it. You can beat Memento with it pretty easily. There are a lot of dark decks in the game, and you don't have to just Protoss Call Dark. Tenpai does not handle Protoss Call Fire very well. It's a little bit interesting to get Protoss Call Fire. You have to kind of understand that your opponent is most likely playing Tenpai. But, if you have that read, then it's really good. So, here's how you don't balance a game, though. The card in front of you is Keikosei Araquis, which is being translated right now as Araquis, the Shining Mars Saint. This is a level 5 light pyro effect monster. It has 2,000 attack points and 1,800 defense points. You can only special summon this card's name once per turn. You can only use this card's second and third effects once per turn each. If you have a face-up card in your spell and trap zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can target one face-up spell or trap you control, destroy it and this card, then draw one card. If this card is destroyed, you can target an Xyz monster you control and attach this card to it. That's interesting. Okay, so this is a new card. Let's take note. First of all, it is a level 5 monster, so it's for a rank 5 deck. Maybe that's Cyber Dragons, maybe it's Vanquish Soul, no, it's Canines. It's a light pyro monster. Oh, that's a problem, and we'll talk about that in just a second. And it has the ability to special summon itself when you have a face-up spell and trap card, and it also has the ability to just draw you a card and give itself as an Xyz material to one of your Xyz monsters. That's if you don't need to use it as an overlay unit. You could also just use it as an overlay unit in an Xyz summon. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Okay, so, cool, new card. Why is that a problem? Let's take a look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta. Okay, we are in the OCG. So we are now filtering by popularity. Right? Hold on. Yeah, popularity. Yeah, okay. All right, so the most popular cards in the entire game. This gets updated all the time. It has, tournaments from today. So, the most popular card in the game, Maxi. Makes sense. Second most popular card in the game, Ash Blossom. Also makes sense. Third most popular card in the game, SP Little Knight. That card goes into literally every deck. It's the most generic Link monster that's ever existed. and it's really useful in a wide variety of situations. It's very minimal impact. It's very easy to make, like with leftovers from your board. So this is a card that a lot of people have found a lot of use in, which is why it's so ubiquitous, and I don't have a problem with that. Called by the Grave. Again, if Max C is one of the biggest cards in the game, Ash Blossom and Called by are also going to be one of the biggest cards in the game. Crossout Designator is like right there as well. And then Molcharmi Flawless, which is just more Max C. So okay, top 6 cards makes perfect sense. Let's go a little bit further. Next up we have Imperm. Triple Tactics Talents. Typhon and Zeus. Again, these are all... all of these, the first 9 cards are all basically generic. Imperm is... There's metas where Effect Veiler sees more play than Imperm, and there's metas where Imperm sees more play than Effect Veiler. And to be honest, the reason why Imperm tends to see more play than Effect Veiler is because it can be used during the battle phase, which has become... It can be used during the battle phase and during your turn if you go second. And it has become more and more and more important to have a way to interact with Tenpai during the battle phase, because Sengen Summoning is a stupid card. So... Imperm is like one of your only real ways to stop a Tenpai player from murdering you, which is why the Tenpai player plays Harpy's Feather Duster and Heavy Storm and Lightning Storm. Okay. But I mean, regardless, like this could very easily be Effect Veiler, be the same thing. Triple Tactics Talents, same thing. Typhon, same thing. Now we get to the first not really generic card. Zeus. Okay, so Zeus is pretty generic. It can see play in basically anything, but only really in Xyz deck, because it can only be summoned if an Xyz monster battled. Okay, so all this tells us right now is that we're in some kind of Xyz meta. Maybe the top 1, 2, 3 decks use Xyz monsters. Not a big deal. Let's go down a little bit further. Pot of Prosperity and Nibiru, I mean, yeah, that's the last of the generic cards that you would expect to see. Forbidden Droplets right here. And there's Dimensional Shifter and Ghost Bell. All this is completely fine. But now, we get to our first archetypal card. K9 number 17, Ripper. Okay, so K9, well, this is an Xyz monster. Maybe K9 Ripper is being played in non-K9 decks. Most used in Vanquished Soul, K9s, and Scorestroms. Okay, cool. Next up we have K9 number 17, Izuna, and K9 number 00, Lupus. Then we go down next row, K9 number 66, a Jokul, and Rhoda. Admittedly, Rhoda probably doesn't see play in K9, so... oh, that's he's playing Vanquished Soul. Okay, so Vanquished Soul K9 is like one of the most popular variants right now. That's fine. Then we have K9 number 66 Lantern, K9 EX Werewolf, and K9 EX Force Liberation. So you get it, you know, right? Like, so the most popular deck in the game right now is K9. In fact, K9 number 17 Ripper is the 13th most played card in the game and the 8th most played monster in the game. And really the only, like, if you cut out all the hand traps, it's the 3rd most played monster in the game, because in terms of monsters that actually, well, no, 4th. In terms of monsters that actually appear on the board, it was SP Little Knights, Typhon, Zeus, then Ripper. So, I mean, really it's 2nd, because, you know, Typhon and Zeus get made as like an emergency. So, in terms of like an end board, it's SP and then it's Ripper. All right. Sees play 2 copies in Vanquished Soul, 46% of the time, 1 copy in 54% of the time, and then in K9 it's 97% in 2 and 3% in 1% have 3% of them play 1. Okay. Now so we take a look at Vanquished Soul. Vanquished Soul has typically Stake Your Soul, Case of K9. It's basically like it's generous to call this Vanquished Soul. It's like 50-50 K9 and Vanquished Soul. And then you look first, third, third. Okay. So in the last, these are like tournaments from the end of the month. So within the last week, slightly, I mean, this says July 28th. this seems to be fixed. All right. So within the last 10 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 toppings, none of which went below 4th place. And I could go further back, but I don't need to. Now let's look at K9. Okay, hold on. Crystron. So in the last 4 days, Crystron has gotten 1st place twice. And then if we go to the last 10 days, which I think was June 28th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if we go, if we do the same thing, oh, this doesn't count as TCG. Okay, so so in the last week, Crystron has gotten 3 first places and 1 third and 4th place. So that's more K9. And then, if you look at K9 itself, 3rd and 4th place, 3rd and 4th place, 2nd place, 1st place. So only 4 toppings in the last month. But to be honest, I mean, to limit yourself from an additional engine doesn't really make a lot of sense. So there's not much of an argument to play K9 pure when you can play it with other things. Now, it is important to note that this is the card I was going to bring up. Chaotic Elements. So Chaotic Elements says add 1 level 5 or higher dark, light or dark pyro or aqua monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then if you have 3 or more pyro and or aqua monsters in your graveyard, you can destroy 1 card on the field. If your opponent controls a light or dark pyro or aqua monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 monster your opponent controls, and take control of it until the end phase. So this is this is a K9 support search card that works with this new card. And to be fair, it primarily sees play in the pure version of K9. Crystrons do also play it. 22% of them play 3. So basically, at least 78% of them play at least 1. It's just that 22% of them have not. It's decided to include it. So you're buffing an engine that sees play in the top basically 3 decks in the OCG right now. Is there a way for me to sort to just OCG? I assume so. Oh, here we go. Okay. OCG only. Right? Okay. Vanquished Soul, Yummy, Malice, Orcus, Crystron, Lunalight, Ryziel, White Forest, Blue Eyes Canine. Okay, so Vanquished Soul has 103 tops. That's insane. Like this is the best deck, and every one of these decks is playing the K9 engine. 3, 4, not a single deck is not playing the K9 engine. Oh, okay. We got to page 7, and there was one guy in an 18-player tournament who was not playing K9. Okay, good for that one player. This is not a smart idea. So good, you know, K9 is going to become better, and this is exciting for the TCG because the TCG would very much like to get their hands on K9 Ripper, not just because there are a lot of furries, but also because the card is good. I worry about this sort of direction. I think that even if you plan for, I understand that there's like release schedules and there's obviously going to be additional support for additional archetypes, although I feel like K9 is already a big enough deck. Like when Malice got support, they only had 3 monsters. A K9 is like an actual like full deck. It's got, what has it got? Pure K9 can top, first of all, and it has what, 1, 2, 3, 4 main deck monsters, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 support spells and a trap, along with 3 different Xyz monsters. That's like, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards, and then 12 if you count chaotic elements, which you should. That's a lot for like a deck that just got released. So I don't know if this is the right time for this sort of thing. I mean, I feel like that you could have pushed this back like a year, to be honest. Maybe they're trying to encourage people to play Pure Canine. Maybe they feel like if they buff Pure Canine a little bit, this card won't see play in Vanquish Soul, and then maybe that can make like Canine fight Vanquish Soul. But does that really make the meta better to have Canine Pure fight against Vanquish Soul with an engine that is Canine? Is that diversity? Is that like a more exciting to watch? Is that making people play more decks? I don't really feel like it is. So yeah, that's my thoughts. This video is pretty unorganized, so sorry about that. I just saw this card and I was just like, wow, this is not a good idea. The card itself is great, but this probably isn't the right time for it. Looking forward to this deck in the TCG and in Masteral. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.